es verdad. Tú eres una diosa y como tú a otra yo no voy a encontrar.
Have a day with me. I woke up at like 4 p.m. yesterday and I could not sleep at all. Skincare routine. My face is super inflamed because I have not slept. I can't go to sleep now because it's literally 5 a.m. So I'm gonna wake up at like 1 p.m. and I have like stuff to do throughout my day. So I'm just not gonna sleep until tonight. And as you can see, my eye bags, I've been going to sleep at 4 a.m. literally every day. I'll wake up at like 1 or 2 p.m. But if I have things to do, I'll literally wake up last minute, like at 8. It means I'm only getting 2 hours of sleep a night. So yeah. I'm gonna do a few things today. I have an appointment with the admissions office. Like I've said before, my LSAT is not the greatest. So I'm thinking of retaking the LSAT for June and that being the last time I'm gonna take it. I've taken it twice and I did not like my score both times. Your girl is a bit delusional. She's a bit delusional. But, you know, that's gotten me here so far. So we're gonna see what happens. That's gonna be at 12. I have a admissions interview with Cal Western San Diego School of Law. So we'll see. And yeah, that's basically all I have planned today. And then I have to submit 2 more applications now with family, do a bunch of stuff. I'll take you guys along with me. I'm doing my mascara, but I just want to say, oh, also ignore my Christmas curtains. I'm supposed to change them out eventually, but I just haven't, and it's already February. But I just want to say I love how now in my life, like I'm literally 23 and I have always had like problems with friendships. One, because I live in like Vegas and I feel like I've always just had friends that like would move places and I never had like a real best friend. Like I have like a friend that I've known since like kindergarten, but I don't know like any of her friends. She doesn't really like know any of my friends, so it's not like I could keep up with her tea, you know, like in her life, because like we just drifted apart because of like our because she ended up moving schools and like lives on the other side of town, like very far away from me. And so, yeah, I still keep in contact with her and I wish her happy birthday. I've like invited her to my birthday stuff, but it's not like that like close relationship where I know every single thing about her life. And you know, it's the same with me, you know, she doesn't know like every detail about my life either or like what's going on at every second because, you know, life it just happens like that. Like there's no hard feelings or anything. We just lost contact. But yeah, I've just always had a problem with friends, like genuine friends, and then like cuz I've always felt like people have only stuck beside me just so they didn't feel lonely. So like all through high school, I feel like I always had a couple friends that to not look lonely, they would just like cling on to me. But I never felt like I was like their friend, like their top pick to hang out with. Like they would not text me like, oh, we should do this weekend. It would always be like me inviting people. And then I was always insecure about my friendships. Like, oh, like they're not really my friend because like they don't really check up on me. And I feel like now I genuinely have good friends. I've had other experiences with girls that I wouldn't even consider my friends, just like girls I knew that I would hang out with just to see if we could become friends. And they've done some pretty terrible things to me. I just love that I have like genuine friends now. Like I just got off a call cuz with one of my friends that lives in LA. It's back to the my friends always move away thing. But she is like one of my bestest friends. Like I can literally tell her anything. I met her through my university sorority. So she was my big and like she has been like my absolute best friend, and I love her so much. And she always like gives me the best advice, like any direction I want to go. She's always so supportive. She always calls me off out on my shit, you know, like she always like tries to be there as like best she can as a friend. But I think the most important thing is that she's always been like very supportive of every decision I made in my life and not made me feel dumb or like I didn't deserve something. And to me, that's very validating because I've even noticed like some people that I thought like, you know, were my friend would actually like say pretty negative things to me. Like not on purpose, but they would be like, oh yeah, but like everybody could do that. Like I would say like something that I really like to do that I'm passionate about, and they would kind of like make me feel less for liking that thing or getting that opportunity. They would be like I used to go on like little trips with my sisters because I'm also very close to my sisters. Like we do have that like friendship bond. And some people would kind of like hate that I would hang out with my sisters. Oh yeah, like me and my family, like we love to go to brunch every weekend, or we love to just like spend time with each other. And they'll be like, yeah, but everybody is close to their family. Like try to make it my life seem like less just because they have like some type of insecurity. And that's what I've noticed too. I have my best friend and then my other friend that I also met through the sorority. And they are not the type of friends to be jealous of you at all. If anything, they hype you up. And that is truly like the friendship you want in your life. Like nobody jealous of you, nobody competing with you, nobody just being weird. Like some people are just weird and they'll do weird things just to make you feel insecure. But one thing about me is that even though I haven't had like best friends till now in my life, I have never felt like insecure or I'm gonna die alone. I've only felt really like lonely in my life, but I've never felt like insecure, like I don't deserve anything in my life because I'm so lonely. I've been so confident like my whole life. I'm just like, well, if somebody doesn't want to be in my life, like I won't push that. Like I'm gonna just keep doing me. And I have a set goal for myself. I have other things I like about myself. Because one thing is that you cannot hate yourself if you don't have any friends, okay? Because that just makes you overthink everything about yourself. And I used to be like that when I was younger too, like in high school mostly. And I truly think like being out of that environment, because it truly is the environment also that you live in. I truly feel like being out of that whole environment, I was able to prosper and like really grow as a person and understand who I am as a person. Because it's true, like everybody will always try to look down upon you and like see if you'll fail, if you'll go along with it. But if you're like, no, that's not true, or I don't care, they're gonna leave you alone. They're like, well, this girl knows what she wants. This person knows what they want. So anything I say or do, it doesn't bother them because they're a secure person in themselves. And even if you're not like that, because I know it could be hard, you just gotta fake it till you make it. Like I knew so many people in high school too. Like I knew this one girl, she knew me like my sophomore year, and that was the year I felt like I was like the least confident because just a lot of insecure. I was very insecure about myself. And she would just tell me like I just loved how you didn't care about what anybody had to say about you. And like if somebody could notice that, that is a good thing because it means that you're so secure in yourself that you don't need validation from others. I always want people who are in your corner, still have so much of your life to live that there's no way you can say like, oh, I'm never gonna meet my best friends because you haven't met all the people you need to meet in your life. You don't know if you're gonna be on a spontaneous trip and you're like 30s and your late 30s and your late 40s and your 60s and meet your best friend. You just never know what your life is going to bring. When I was 16, I thought these people were going to be my only friends my whole life, and then life changed. Everything changes in your life and you readjust, but you just have to remember who you are, the blessings you have in your life, what values you hold as a person, and embrace that, because nobody else is going to take that away from you at the end of the day. And you're going to find the people that make you happy, because you don't need to be around other people just for their validation who make you unhappy or make you feel uncomfortable, because you should never feel uncomfortable. And that's all I had to say about that. I was always raised with like a mother, like, oh, she's jealous of you. Like, and I feel like that's pretty much been why I'm like, I don't really care type of thing, because I've always just had validation from my family that like I'm doing good. You know, your friends and your family are still going to call you out if you're doing things that are not good, like you're not being a good person, a good friend. My sisters and my mom, they've always said like, oh well, if things don't work out, at least you always have the love you have for yourself. You always have to love yourself first, no matter what. And yeah, I just mostly grew up with a mom that's like, oh, she's probably jealous of you. Like, anytime a girl was acting weird, every time she did this and this and that, she's like, she's probably going through something else, or she's probably jealous of you. And that's kind of how I've been my whole life. You know, my parents don't really have their set of close friends either, which is why I feel like I haven't valued friendship until this phase of my life, because my parents always had the attitude like, you never need friends because friends come and go, but your blood doesn't. But you do need friends though. You do need friends, because having female friends or just friends in general is such a beautiful connection, especially when it's with the right people. And it's just so unique and beautiful when somebody just sees you like you felt like nobody else has before in your life. I only have 2 friends, because one, my family, like I said, me and my family are very close and they're very possessive, so I can only have time. I only have time to have 2 friends for the most part. And honestly, I've stopped holding on to friendships that just feel like very one-sided. Like I'm the one begging to hang out with them. Like they add more value to our friendship than I do. And I just don't like that. That's very icky to me. That's very mean. Like, the way you carry yourself is as a mean person if you do that. Like, that's just my own opinion. And so yeah, I'm comfortable with having less friends, but it's definitely taken a while to be in this position, because I used to think about, oh, like when I get older, I'm gonna have this group of friends. Like when I joined the sorority, I was like, all these girls are gonna be my bridesmaids. But it was like, it wasn't realistic, because you can't plan who's gonna be in your life. And a lot of people are just not gonna like you. Like, I think back to, I always mention the Bible in like every video, but I think back to the Bible when Jesus, essentially, he lost all his friends and nobody was in his corner, and all he had was himself and the goal he was focused on and his destiny. And that's how you need to feel your whole life. Like, you know, people are not going to always be there, but you're always going to be focused on what you're doing and the bigger plans that God has for your life. So, yeah, it's always a bigger picture in your life, period. I know there's times that feel very lonely, but unfortunately, people do not all grow up the same. Some people are gonna do you wrong. Some people are not gonna be upfront with you, and that's just how life is. But you just have to be secure in yourself and what you value and what you deserve. Outfit. I'm in the cafe parking lot. There's, I think, 2 cars ahead of me. I don't know why it's slow. It's never been this slow. I'm at the Human Bean because we don't drink Starbucks. No, I'm kidding. But like, actually, I don't really like Starbucks because I don't know. Every barista always argues with me. Like, my best friend, she works at Dutch, but I tell her I don't like Dutch because I feel like the cold brew is too sweet for me, for my liking. Like, I like a little bit more bitter taste. And she's like, well, you have to add more stuff to it. But I don't know coffee like that, so how am I supposed to know that? And I don't really like any of their other like drinks, like their teas or anything, because it just tastes really sugary to me. I'm at the Human Bean and I always get their Mexi Mocha because I love like places that have Hispanic tasting coffee, and that is my dream, to one day own a cafe that only does like Latino based coffee. So that is like my own dream that I hope to have one day. But yeah, so we're gonna get the Mexi Mocha, and then they also have little sandwiches. And actually, fun fact about this location specifically, my brother-in-law actually met the owner, and he said he always goes to Starbucks because they didn't have food here, and they actually implemented like little sandwiches. So I'm gonna get a little waffle sandwich, and yeah, because I need to eat and have some coffee. So yeah, but yeah, basically every time I go to Starbucks, their coffee is always watered down. I hate when I get a matcha drink and you could literally kind of taste the powder, like. So yeah, I don't think it's really worth it for me to pay $5 and then like have a shitty coffee. $5 to $7 and have a shitty coffee if I don't need to do that and force myself to drink it. But I like Dutch's holiday drinks. I like Dutch sometimes. It's just like, it's not my go-to for coffee, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we're just in the parking lot right now. So yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Can I get the Mexi Mocha? I'm just gonna hold it here. But it's actually such a pretty day today. Like, I feel like it's not windy or anything. I'm wearing a sweater, but I feel like it's kind of hot for that. I think it's like 70 degrees out. But this is my coffee. It's just a Mexi Mocha. So it's basically like horchata flavored. And it has like a little bean on top, and it's chocolate. I'm gonna take a bite out of my sandwich. A little hot. Ooh, look at that. Pretty good. So delicious. I left my ID at this hotel, at this casino, not hotel. I was staying with my friend, and my license just fell out of my bag, and luckily they have it, so I'm gonna go pick it up. I got my ID back. The guy was kind of weird, but it's not even dead in here. Like, there's people gambling in here. Must be so fun to be retired and just waste all your money. Every time I'm in here, it reminds me of like adult Dave & Buster's or like Chuck E. Cheese. Because I'm like, what are these machines? Like, I've never gambled in my life. And I'm just kidding. One time I put in $1 and I lost. So I don't like the concept of losing money, so I don't understand it. I know a lot of people say it's a game, but to me, don't say it. It's not appealing to me. It's not something I would like to do. For me, I like going to the restaurants and the casinos and taking cute pictures.